So we weren't doing too well, but we had cleared Act 1. We're trying to sort of get back on track. And I think, unfortunately, I went all in on this deck with curses, like ailments, sorry, is what they call them in this game. And the ailments are starting to bite me in the butt. Oh, you watched one on this morning? How well did that? How did they go? Did they get through it? Because I think I'm gonna struggle a little bit here. Deals 4 damage the next turn. The mana cost of cards in player's hands increased by 1. Okay, so we want to try and stop that probably. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. And things are costing too much. Hopefully we draw those, want to draw those ailments that we just added to the deck. Then we can ash them. No. I want to ash this one as well. Nice, okay. So we don't want to ash that one. We definitely want to do that one though. We get rid of all those ailments. So I've got a card that does damage for every one card that we've got ashed. And that's one of the biggest ones that we pull back after every fight. I'm also doing... Oh, did I get the 3 damage one in there? So I should be doing 3 damage. Maybe not. Oh, we crit. Where did you come from? We're gonna kill these eggs, otherwise we die, I think. Oh man, okay. Don't get ailments. We've got so many ailments in our deck though. Oh, they're all ailments. Nah, right on. This one's gonna wrap up really quickly. Like we're gonna die. Like I only just swap back over to this tonight, but I ran out of time yesterday, and I want to finish the run off. But we're gonna get murdered. We did get a stun bomb though, which will do something, I guess. Was that a dodge? There was a dodge there, wasn't it? How you been, Radon? What's been happening? Stop putting eggs out, you jerk. I should have... No. Yeah, almonds are curses. Hey Bees, how you doing, man? How's Mario Maker? Okay. So we need to get Reduced to Ashes back. Lesser Sacrifice back. We want to get our we want to get our heals back. We want to get that back. We also want to heal. And this is the issue I'm having with this deck, is that I'm too all in on the Reduced to Ashes with bad cards being in our deck, but because we need to randomly bring good cards back, means we've got a higher percentage of getting these back. Whereas I think a better combination of cards with Reduced to Ashes is just to have a lot of playable cards, not great cards, just good cards, so that it doesn't matter what you get back. So we're constantly going, you know, back to town to heal, and it's going to Croatia. So you're done, like you graduated? Increase your crit, increase max health. We don't have enough gold. Like we waste so much of our gold doing stuff. Yeah, we don't want to renew all our cards because we've got a lot of cards we don't want. And if we... Oh, we can get him to burn these though. Okay. Durus is recovering with a hangover. Why don't you just give yourself a new hangover? Do I know I can get rid of my cursed female at the tent in the cure elements? I do. But the idea was that without the curses in there, plus we'll have to pay for them, it's reducing my damage done by Reduced Ashes. And I think the plan is flawed, and I don't think it's salvageable at this point. So the only way I can make it happen is to sort of run with it and do the best we can. And I think that's going to fail as well. But I think that'll fail more spectacularly than trying a long, grindy comeback. Came home at 7 in the morning. Why would you do that to yourself? Discard a random card? No. Renew a random card? No, that sounds awful. Because hanging out with good friends is nice. Yes, it is. I agree. Your family is using it. See? Isn't that what happens when you get your license? I'm pretty sure we told you that. I think that'd be better if I had burns. Maybe I get that and I start trying to get burns. You don't have a driver. Yeah, don't get your driver's license. You can drink more. Responsibly, of course. So that's doing 20 damage now, which is not enough. I'm so dead. Oh, man. I think this is the fight. Well, you never know. We've got to heal. That's why you didn't pass your driving test at 25? Drink responsibly. Yeah, get it in your mouth. Don't spill it all over your shirt. When's that next Wolfenstein coming out? How did that happen, Bees? There's a compilation. There's actually a lot of them of one job compilations, and one of them is it's got the two it's got a brickwork face on the wall with two doors fairly spaced apart, and the doors have the plaques of men's and women's toilet. Like, the women's got the round circle and the triangle with the two legs, and the man's got the round circle and the rectangle and the two legs. And it actually says in English printed, men's, women's. And then above the doors, well above the doors, it's got the sign rail that hangs out, where the same sign, double-sided sign, that's on the door is hanging, except they're swapped around. And it's like, so which one do you go by? And didn't notice who done peeing? See, it's a lot easier for a guy to make that mistake because you just go into a stall and you start peeing, right? Whereas if a girl walks into a guy's bathroom and there's a trough there, you clearly know you're in the wrong one. Or we can get rid of the malaria. And do that. Wait, we can heal first, which is worth 2 bad points. We can use those anyway. Let's just do that then. And it was a crit. I want to get that back. And that one. And healing balm. That worked a lot better. No, let's make that one. And then get our liquid fire. I want more of those. Okay. Are there women's urinals in Japan? I don't know, I've never been to Japan. I think like the wall urinal, maybe. Because you could squat over that, right? But you couldn't, like, there wouldn't be a trough. Although they have troughs in the UK, don't they? Like the big stainless steel ones where you stand up next to other guys and... We get stuff? Okay. Oh, where's stuff? What do we want? When can we get to one of these? Chalices. Yeah, let's go get chalices. Unless I do a bezel buzz. Do a bezel buzz, hey? It's pretty cute. But, happily married. We're calling it now. The famous bees. Famous. It was for a work thing? Bees. Bees. Crit. Okay, deal 5. Always 4 on the succubus. Hacks. Game hacks. Oh, crit. Okay. Can't hit him this turn. I'm not worrying, Radon. Oh, draw one less card. That's not cool. Oh, we do this. Okay, I'm gonna get that back. Potion of sleuth. Some fireballs. No. Okay, bees. Ambush. Oh, pesky imp. Go for a crit. Oh! Oh, critted. Why is that in my deck? Is that what he did? Man, what a jerk. Do I have my Cindering Ring? I do, okay. Oh, it doesn't do the extra damage? That would have been nice. Hit for 6. Or crit. Nice, either way. Oh, we got some money now. I think I've kind of worked out the cards that I definitely need to get back. And it's starting to help. I feel like I want to just slide that up. Like, it just takes so long to get him to come out and do stuff. Okay. Bad draw there. Oh, I'm bleeding. A nice easy crit on the big damage card, please. Oh man, I should have played that one first. Black Plague. It's pretty awful, actually. We're guaranteed to draw one of those fireballs back. That means we can definitely draw them. It's that. Your speed is reduced. Crit. He's strengthening up, so we don't need to Phoenix Gaze and hope for a crit. We just need to get back the ever-burning thing. I don't want to retain that. Cool. Alright, renew the cards. Let's get those two back. We're at 96 health, so... Oh, I'm getting more cards back.
Everyone, get in here! Pile on!
Headwood, bud dude. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. What are you playing, man? Trying to salvage off my run from yesterday. Oh yeah, how is that? I claimed it, I haven't installed it yet. Oh, jerks. They made all my stuff cost more. You're glad it was free because it was short? Unfortunately, there's like depending on the size of your studio, there's like a minimum sort of price tag you've got to put on games with projections to make that money back. Whereas to make a game a little bit longer doesn't cost nearly as much percentage of development dollars, so you don't have to raise the price as much. But it does take you a little bit longer to get it out, and sometimes you just need to get the product out and sell, or you just don't have all the content because you wanted to make a short game. But making small games is definitely not cost effective for studios, hey? Like, and some of them can be really good, but yeah, you always, you know, you feel for them when you get to the end of the game. You're like, look, I had lots of fun, but I'm glad it was free because, yeah. Okay, we can fireball him next turn. 2.5 hours on stream is very short, right? Oh, Jackburger. Actually, okay. I got into Act 2 and then had to stop because time. So we just picked it up. We just started the same playthrough. This is it. But the deck is definitely flawed. Because of the amount of ailments, I just can't afford to renew all my cards at the at camp. So I have to, and because of the amount of ailments, I can't use the card that you get when you're out of cards. Like, I just can't. But I've had this crit for 50 plus, so it's nice. And in times like this, I've had this card crit because I've gone, I want to get 1 extra damage out of this one. It's like, no. Oh, baby. Correct. Be serious. That's what I felt that the and I said this to the devs. I love this sort of interaction with the Ash deck and the Ash mechanics. The biggest problem I thought was, well, the first problem I thought was that in the early game, it's too tedious. Like, you've only got, like, the starter deck is just like fireballs and one something and one something else and whatever the one is that you don't lose. So because the health mechanic is here at the end of combat, your combat is lacking. It's not like if we look at Slay the Spire, where you have to decide, am I playing a defend to not take damage, or am I playing an attack to try and end the fight sooner at the cost of my health? You don't have that choice in this game because all your cards are attacks in the early game. So you're just basically playing a fireball and whatever else you have that costs 2 mana. And then the next turn, you just play. And so it's almost, it doesn't matter what the enemy is doing at all. You don't even need to read their buffs or check what they're doing to you because you don't have a choice. And it's like that for the first 5 to 10 combats because you're not going to craft all the cards you get straight away. And you know, it's just sort of... And I think that sort of thing, that's where, when difficulty becomes sort of inflatedly hard, because players are like, okay, I just want to get back in, so let's bring this one in, let's renew these two, let's just click that twice, let's get this one back, and, you know, and not necessarily make the right decisions, and then be like, cool, now how do we get to another fight? Let's go like... Oh, he's getting closer.